Ladies and gentlemen, time is the one resource we can never get back. Once it's gone forever. Yet so many of us treat it like it's infinite, procrastinating, delaying, or spending it on things that don't serve our goals, dreams, or purpose. The cost of wasted time isn't just the hours that slip by, it's the opportunities we never seize, the growth we never experience, and the lives we never impact. Every minute you waste has a price. It's the price of regret for not chasing that dream. It's the price of staying stuck in mediocrity because you didn't take action. And it's the price of knowing you could have been, done, or created more. Think about this. If your time were a bank account, every day starts with a deposit of 1,440 minutes. The difference between success and regret isn't how much time you have, it's how you use it. Today I want to challenge you to stop letting time slip through your fingers. Decide to take control. Take that leap. Say yes to the things that matter and no to distractions. The future you want? It starts with what you do with your time right now. Time is irreplaceable. It's the one resource we all share equally, yet the one many of us undervalue the most. Imagine this. Every person on earth is given the same 24 hours in a day, no matter their background, status, or wealth. What separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stagnant isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's how they choose to spend their time. Once a moment passes, it's gone forever, leaving behind either progress or regret. That reality alone should compel us to reevaluate how we treat time and what we prioritize in our lives. Think about the decisions you make every day. How often do you find yourself scrolling mindlessly through social media, binge watching shows, or procrastinating on tasks you know are important? Each of those activities seems small and insignificant in the moment, but over time, they add up. Every hour wasted is an hour you could have invested in building your dream, developing a skill, or improving your relationships. The difference between someone who lives an extraordinary life and someone who settles for mediocrity often boils down to recognizing the value of each minute and making conscious choices about how to spend it. When you waste time, you're not just losing the moment itself, you're also losing the potential that moment held. It's not just about missing a deadline or delaying a project. It's about what that time could have become if you'd used it intentionally. Wasted time robs you of opportunities for growth, success, and fulfillment. It's the book you never wrote, the business you never started, the health you never achieved, and the relationships you never deepened. The real cost of wasted time is the life you could have lived. Even more profound is the impact wasted time can have on your sense of self. When you consistently neglect to make the most of your time, you start to feel stuck, unmotivated, and disconnected from your potential. You may begin to wonder why others seem to thrive while you struggle to move forward. The answer often lies in the choices you make in the small, seemingly inconsequential moments of your day. Choosing to waste time, even in small increments, creates a habit, a pattern of behavior that becomes harder to break as the days turn into weeks, months, and years. But here's the good news. The power to change is always in your hands. You can start valuing your time today. It begins with awareness, understanding that every moment is a gift and deciding to treat it as such. It's about being intentional with how you allocate your time, setting priorities, and eliminating distractions. It's about saying no to what doesn't serve you so you can say yes to what does. Each second you spend working on something meaningful is a step closer to the life you want to create. Time is irreplaceable, but it's also the most empowering resource when used wisely. The question is, how will you spend it? The cost of inaction is one of the most underestimated obstacles to personal growth and success. While action might come with risks or challenges, inaction carries a far heavier burden, one that often remains invisible until it's too late. Every time you choose not to act on an opportunity, you pay a price, whether you realize it or not. That price isn't just in the form of lost time, but also in the form of regret, unfulfilled potential, and opportunities that may never come again. The cost of inaction compounds over time, quietly building a life of mediocrity instead of the extraordinary one you could have created. When you fail to act, you allow fear, doubt, or comfort to dictate your choices. Often it's not a lack of ability or resources that holds people back, it's hesitation and overthinking. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet. And in the process, precious moments slip away. That hesitation can become a habit, and before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. The dream you once held onto so tightly starts to fade into the background, replaced by a routine of someday thinking. The cost of inaction, in this sense, is not just time wasted, but the gradual erosion of your confidence and belief in your ability to make things happen. Inaction also deprives you of valuable learning experiences. Mistakes and failures that come with action are not setbacks, they are stepping stones to growth and improvement. Every time you take a step forward, even if it doesn't go as planned, you gain insights that move you closer to your goals. In contrast, when you choose not to act, you rob yourself of those lessons. You stay in the same place, stuck in a cycle of what ifs, wondering what could have been if only you had tried. The cost of inaction isn't just about the opportunities you miss, it's also about the knowledge and resilience you fail to build. What makes inaction particularly dangerous is that it often feels safe in the moment. There's no immediate consequence to staying in your comfort zone, avoiding risks, or delaying decisions. But this perceived safety is an illusion. Over time, the accumulation of inaction leads to missed promotions, stagnant personal growth, and a lack of fulfillment. The opportunities you didn't seize don't wait. They move on, often into the hands of someone else who had the courage to take action. And while the pain of action is temporary, the pain of regret can last a lifetime. The solution is simple yet powerful. Choose to act. Start small if you have to, but start. Every action you take, no matter how minor, creates momentum. It builds a habit of moving forward, of seizing the moment instead of letting it pass. The cost of inaction is high, but the rewards of taking action far outweigh the risks. Don't let fear or hesitation rob you of the life you were meant to live. Every day we are given 1,440 minutes to spend. This concept of daily deposits is a powerful reminder of the finite nature of time and the importance of using it wisely. Each minute is like a coin in a bank account that must be spent, whether we use it intentionally or let it slip through our fingers. The question isn't whether we'll use our time, but how we'll choose to use it. Successful people understand this principle deeply. They recognize that how they spend their minutes today determines the quality of their lives tomorrow. Imagine you receive a financial deposit of $1,440 every day with the condition that any money you didn't use by midnight would disappear. Would you leave it sitting idle, or would you find ways to invest it in things that matter most? Time works in exactly the same way. Each new day brings a fresh deposit, but unlike money, these minutes cannot be saved for later. They must be spent either on growth and purpose or on distractions and procrastination. One of the biggest challenges is recognizing the difference between urgent and important tasks. We often get caught up in activities that feel pressing but don't contribute to our long-term goals. Social media, unnecessary meetings, or time-wasting habits can devour our minutes if we aren't careful. On the other hand, investing time in meaningful activities such as working on a skill, nurturing relationships, or pursuing a dream yields dividends that extend far beyond the present moment. The minutes you spend working on yourself today compound into a life of greater achievement and satisfaction. Another critical aspect of managing your daily deposits is setting clear priorities. Without a clear vision of what matters most, it's easy to let external demands dictate your schedule. Successful people don't just spend time, they invest it. They plan their days with purpose, ensuring their actions align with their values and goals. Every minute they spend on meaningful work or self-improvement moves them closer to their desired future. They understand that small, consistent actions lead to monumental results over time. Regret is the price of wasted time. Think about the moments you've spent on things that didn't matter. How many times have you looked back and wish you had used your minutes differently? The beauty of recognizing the value of your daily deposits is that it allows you to make changes now. It's never too late to start treating your time like the precious resource it is. Each new day gives you a chance to use your minutes with intention, focus, and purpose. The key is to remember that your time is yours to control. No one else can decide how you spend it, and no one else will feel the weight of regret if it's wasted. Start each day with the mindset that your minutes are a gift, an opportunity to create, to grow, and to move closer to the life you dream of. When you view time this way, you unlock its true power. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. This truth highlights one of the most profound choices we face in life. Endure the temporary discomfort of discipline or suffer the long-lasting consequences of missed opportunities. Discipline may feel challenging in the moment. It demands effort, consistency, and sometimes sacrifice. But regret is a far heavier burden, often accompanied by a sense of loss for for the things we didn't do, the risks we didn't take, and the potential we failed to reach. Discipline is about taking control of your actions even when you don't feel like it. It's the decision to wake up early to work on your goals, to say no to distractions, and to push through challenges when quitting seems easier. Yes, discipline can feel restrictive at times, but it's a form of freedom in disguise. Each small act of discipline is a step toward the life you want. A life where your dreams and goals are not just wishes, but realities. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And every moment you choose it, you're building a future of fulfillment and success. Regret, on the other hand, comes from the choices we didn't make or the actions we failed to take. It often arrives too late, when the opportunity has passed, and all we're left with is the knowledge of what could have been. Regret is not just emotional, it's a mental and even physical weight that can linger for years. Unlike discipline, regret doesn't empower, it drains. It reminds you of the time you can't get back and the doors you didn't walk through because you hesitated, procrastinated, or gave in to fear. The choice between discipline and regret is one we make daily. Discipline requires you to do what's necessary even when it's uncomfortable, but it pays off with results that bring pride, joy, and progress. Regret, however, often stems from avoiding that discomfort and choosing the path of least resistance. The irony is that the path that feels easier in the moment often leads to the most pain in the long run. Choosing discipline doesn't mean being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about showing up for yourself consistently, even in small ways. It's writing one page of that book today, going for that run, making that call, or learning something new. These small acts, repeated over time, create a ripple effect that transforms your life. With discipline, you gain not only the rewards of your efforts, but also the confidence and self-respect that come from knowing you gave your best. At the end of the day, ask yourself, which pain will I choose? The temporary effort of discipline, which leads to growth and achievement, or the lasting ache of regret, which reminds me of what I let slip away. The choice is always yours, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Regret is a powerful emotion, often rooted in the opportunities we missed and the actions we failed to take. It lingers, echoing with questions like, what if I had tried harder? Or why didn't I take that chance? What makes regret particularly painful is its permanence. Unlike other emotions that fade over time, regret remains a reminder of the possibilities we let slip through our fingers. It's not just a feeling, it's a realization of lost potential and the life that could have been. Missed opportunities are one of the most common sources of regret. Think about the chances you didn't take. The job you turned down because you were afraid of failing, the relationship you didn't pursue because you feared rejection, or the idea you didn't act on because it seemed too risky. Each of these moments carried the potential for growth, joy, or success, but fear or hesitation kept you from seizing them. In the short term, it might have felt easier to stay in your comfort zone, but in the long run, those unchosen paths often become the ones we wonder about the most. Regret also stems from the time we waste on things that don't matter. Whether it's hours spent scrolling through social media, engaging in toxic habits, or avoiding responsibilities, these moments may seem harmless in isolation, but over time they add up, creating a life that feels stagnant and unfulfilled. Looking back, we often realize that we could have used that time to pursue meaningful goals, nurture relationships, or simply take better care of ourselves. The regret of wasted time is especially painful because it's irreversible. You can never get back the minutes, hours, or days you've lost. What makes the regret even harder to bear is its psychological toll. It doesn't just affect how you feel about the past, it shapes how you see yourself in the present. Regret can make you question your abilities, your judgment, and even your worth. You start to wonder if you'll ever be able to make the right decisions, or if it's too late to turn things around. Left unchecked, regret can become a cycle, or fear of making the wrong choice leads to further inaction, creating even more regret down the road. But regret, for all its weight, can also be a powerful motivator. It offers a stark reminder of what happens when we let fear, doubt, or distraction dictate our choices. The pain of regret can push us to take action, to make changes, and to prioritize what truly matters. It's a wake-up call, a chance to break the cycle and start living with intention. Instead of letting regret define you, use it as fuel to propel yourself forward. The best way to avoid future regret is to start making decisions today that align with your values and aspirations. Take risks, embrace challenges, and don't shy away from discomfort. Time is limited and opportunities are fleeting. Instead of looking back and wondering, what if? you'll be able to say, I gave it everything I had.